Hello everybody, welcome in to the live stream. We'll get started here in just a second. Hello. How's everyone doing today? Just give me one moment, everybody. I'm going to pull up the chat so I can go through it a little easier. We're going to do some more anatomy and physiology today, mainly focused on AMP1 today. Hello everybody. Thanks for liking the live, I appreciate it. Thanks for joining. Hello everybody. It's good to see everybody again. How's everyone doing this Tuesday afternoon? Hello. Hello everybody. We'll get started here in just a moment. Hello. Here are the questions. We're going to get started here in just a second. We're going to let some people join in. How's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are all doing super well. If you are new here, I do go live every day covering anatomy and physiology topics. Tomorrow will be pharmacology, and I do upload the appreciate what you do. Thank you, Emmy. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate if you guys like the live as well. It gets it out to more people, so we can help out as many people as possible for AMP. And then the live stream will be uploaded to YouTube afterwards as well. We'll go ahead and get started here in just a moment. Let some people join. How's everyone doing here today, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and get started here. First of all, happy Tuesday. If you're new here, my name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I do go live every day covering AMP topics and other topics that you guys request. Like tomorrow, we'll be doing some pharmacology, and then I do upload the lives to YouTube afterwards, and then I have the link to this practice test. It is in my TikTok story. And then in my bio is a link to my YouTube and then my study guides for AMP. So we'll go ahead and get started here, guys. So number one, which of the following terms refers to the front of the body? Awesome, Mary. You're awesome too, Mary. Forgot to grab my pen. Connect to my iPad real quick. I was doing work other places, so here we go. Hello, everybody. If you're just joining, welcome. My name is Ollie. I do go live every day covering AMP topics. Alrighty. Give you guys a couple seconds to answer. If you're just joining, we are on number one. Which of the following terms refers to the front of the body? And I do appreciate it if you guys do like the live as well. It does get it out to more people, so we can help as many people as possible for their upcoming HESI and TEAS. Not me just getting out of phlebotomy class and seeing this. Thank you. You're so cool. Thank you. You're cool as well. What refers to the front of the body? Alrighty. Oops. So the answer is B. It is ventral. So ventral refers to the front or anterior portion of the body. This would mean the chest, the abs, the face. Dorsal refers to the back. Lateral refers to the position that is away from the midline of the body, so not necessarily at the front. Superior refers to above another structure, so this means away from midline. The way that I always remembered lateral, because it's lateral and medial. So medial is middle, lateral is like kind of out. If you think about an L, it kind of points out, so it's away from the midline here. That's how I always kind of remembered that. Do you record and post these lives? Yes, I do post them to YouTube afterwards. I have that linked in my bio. Let me see. Yeah, so the practice, if you want this practice test, it is going to be in my TikTok story. I have the link there. Number two, we're going to move on to number two now. And hello, everybody, whoever's just joining. My name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I do go live every single day covering AMP topics and other topics, like tomorrow will be pharmacology. And then I do post these to YouTube afterwards, and I do have study guides for AMP, and then you can get this practice test as well. But number two asks, the body plane that divides the body into left and right halves is called. But I do go live every day covering topics that you guys request. I love doing this. You guys make this so fun to do. Awesome. This is for like HESI and TEAS anatomy and physiology. So there are similar questions for both exams. It'll probably be posted later tonight. This is more so focused on the anatomy and physiology portion of the TEAS and HESI. So they're similar to questions that are on it. But moving on to number 2, the body plan that divides the body into left and right halves is called the sagittal plane. The coronal is it divides the body into the front and back portions. And the way that I think about it, coronal kind of sounds like crown. So if you were to like crown somebody, you would do that facing them. Transverse divides the body into upper and lower sections. And then frontal as another term for the coronal plane. So these are the same. And then sagittal, the way that I kind of remember, it kind of sounds like a saddle. So whenever you sit on, this is my very crappy drawing of a horse, but whenever you sit on a saddle on a horse, you're dividing your body into left and right halves. That's how I always remember that. Number 3, homeostasis primarily relies on which type of feedback mechanism? This is for HESI and TEAS. These are questions that are similar to what's on the HESI and TEAS exams. If you're just joining, we are on number 3. Homeostasis primarily relies on which type of feedback mechanism? Awesome, guys. It is negative. So again, a negative feedback is going to act in the opposite direction of the stimulus. So we reverse a change in a controlled condition. So like blood sugar level, whenever we eat and our blood sugar increases, our body releases insulin to decrease blood sugar. The other one here is positive. It acts in the same direction. And a good example of that is oxytocin during labor. Increases labor contractions, uterine contractions. Number 4, the smallest structural and functional unit of life is... Give you guys a couple seconds to answer that. Again, we're moving on to number 4 now. The smallest structural functional unit of life is... I take my TEAS on the 24th. I'm too nervous. Don't be nervous. Just keep studying. You got this. Just keep working hard and you will do just fine. The answer to number 4 is the smallest structural and functional unit of life is a cell. Moving on to number 5, the thoracic cavity houses which major organ? The thoracic cavity houses which major organ? Awesome. If you're just joining, welcome. My name is Ollie. I do go live every single day, covering anatomy and physiology topics and other topics as well. What manual am I starting? What do you mean by what manual? You mean like what book I'm coming out of, or what book did I get this information from, or? But the answer is B. It is heart. The thoracic cavity houses. I have to take the TEAS. Yes. Good luck. I use a couple different books. I have the recommendations on my website if you'd like to look. The thoracic cavity houses the heart. Number 6, the diaphragm separates which 2 body cavities? The diaphragm separates which 2 body cavities? Taking my HESI tomorrow. Good luck on your HESI. You got this. Yes, these are questions that are similar to the actual TEAS. Both TEAS and HESI. These lives, do I post them on YouTube? Yes, they get posted either the same day, later in the night, or in the morning. This one should be on later tonight. If you've missed anything, it'll be on YouTube afterwards. The answer is B. It is thoracic and abdominal. So if we have our thoracic and our abdominal, the diaphragm is what separates them. Moving on to number 7, which organelle is responsible for producing ATP, the cell's main energy source? You're awesome, my friend. We appreciate you very much. I appreciate you guys as well. I take my TEAS on April 10th. Good luck. Good luck. I believe the TEAS is supposed to be easier. Yes, my YouTube is linked in my bio, but it is my name. I'll put it down here. But it is linked in my bio. And hello everybody, if you're just joining, my name is Ollie. I do have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I do go live every single day, covering A&P topics and other topics, like pharmacology and biomechanics, and other nursing topics as well, biology, chemistry. We're on number 7 now if you're just joining us. These replays are also uploaded to YouTube afterwards, and then all my study materials are also linked in my bio, and my YouTube is linked in my bio, and then the practice test here is on my TikTok story. But number 7, the answer is B. It is the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. So A, the Golgi apparatus, is more so like our Amazon or our post office. It is involved in modifying, packaging, and transporting proteins, lipids. C is a ribosome, that's protein synthesis. Lysosome is more for digestion of cellular waste. I do pharmacy tech stuff, yes. I was a pharmacy tech for almost 5 years. I use GoodNotes. All right, moving on to number 8, the function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or RER, sometimes as it's referred to as, is 2. What is the function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum? Yes, we do some surgical tech stuff here as well sometimes, too. If you're just joining, welcome. We are on number 8. The function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum is 2. Answer choice is C. It is modify, fold, and transport proteins. So number A, that is the function of the mitochondria. I said number A. Letter A. Letter B, synthesize lipids and detoxify substances. That is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And D, break down waste and cellular debris. That is lysosomes. Moving on to number 9, which type of transport requires energy in the form of ATP to move substances across the cell membrane? Awesome. All right, the answer is D. It is active transport. So active transport is going to move substances against their concentration gradient, which means it is from low to high concentration. And this process itself requires ATP. So we need ATP to get it from a low to high concentration. Diffusion is a passive process. Osmosis is the movement of water across a membrane and does not require ATP. And facilitated diffusion uses transport proteins, but that does not require ATP. And then number 10, in osmosis, water moves from an area of This might be a little bit of a trickier question. Maybe. Let's explain. So the answer to number 10 is A. It is a low solute concentration to high solute concentration. So again, osmosis is a passive movement of water molecules across a semi-permeable membrane from an area of low concentration to an area of high concentration, solute concentration. The answer choice B, high solute to low solute. The solutes do not move. The water moves instead of that. So it's from low to high. Hopefully that made sense. I do have printouts. They are on my website. Moving on to number 11. What will happen to a red blood cell placed in a hypertonic solution? Placed in a hypertonic solution. Yes, diffusion is a passive process. Does not require ATP. Again, if you're just joining us, we are on number 11. What will happen to a red blood cell placed in a hypertonic solution? The answer is B. It will shrink. It'll shrink. So in a hypertonic solution, the surrounding environment has a higher solute concentration than inside. So the surrounding environment has a higher solute concentration than inside of the cell. So this would cause the water to leave the red blood cell, which would cause shrinking or crenation. Swelling and bursting, letter choice A, that's hypotonic. Remain unchanged is isotonic. And D, undergo mitosis. They do not divide. They are produced in the bone marrow. Number 12, what is the final electron acceptor in cellular respiration? What is the final electron acceptor in cellular respiration? Osmosis is not B for number 10, guys. Osmosis is low to high, and then it's passive. It is low to high. We're on number 12 now. What is the final electron acceptor? Yeah, we can go over metabolic pathways in the future. Answer to number 12 is C, oxygen. So oxygen is that final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain in cellular respiration. So it forms water when you combine it with hydrogen ions and electrons. Carbon dioxide is a byproduct of cellular respiration. Water is the product, not an acceptor. Glucose is that initial fuel for it. It's not the final acceptor. So glucose is what's initially used. These are not questions for pharmacy tech right now. You don't have to repeat the question that many times in a row. We will do that eventually, but not today. We're focused on anatomy and physiology for HESI and TEAS exam. If you are new here, my name is Ollie, and I do go live every day covering A&P topics. We're moving on to number 13 now. The Krebs cycle, otherwise known as the citric acid cycle, occurs in which part of the cell? Thanks for all the follows, everybody, and thanks for all the likes on the live. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. The Krebs cycle occurs in which part of the cell? I'm about to take the HESI test. Awesome. For 10, yeah, we'll explain this real quick, but again, it's posted on YouTube, but I do see that there has been a lot of confusion with the question. Again, osmosis, water. In osmosis, water moves from an area of low concentration to high concentration across a semi-permeable membrane, and it is passive. This is a passive low to high. Normally, when you go low to high, you need ATP, but not in the case of osmosis. Number 13, the answer is B. It is the mitochondrial matrix. Mitochondrial matrix is where the Krebs cycle occurs. This is where we have acetyl-CoA that is broken down into NADH and FADH2 for the ETC. The cytoplasm is where glycolysis occurs. The nucleus is where the genetic material is, not where respiration is. And then the ribosome would be protein synthesis. Moving on to 14, in cellular respiration, which process produces the most ATP? In cellular respiration, which process produces the most ATP? Yes, we can go over muscles. This is high to low. Okay, so number 10, the water moves from high to low, but the solute concentration, guys, read the answer choices. Water moves from high to low, yes, but the solute concentration moves from low to high. So low solute concentration moves to high solute concentration, and high concentration of water moves to low. Does that make sense now? Again, we're talking about solutes versus water. Water is a solvent, so water is a solvent. The solutes are what's in there. Does that make sense, everybody? Before I move on, I saw a lot of people were complaining about it, so I want to make sure we're all on the same page here because I see a lot of complaints about it. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I don't want to confuse anybody. Okay, perfect. Again, the solute moves from low to high. Water moves from high to low. So definitely pay attention if the question is asking the solute versus the solvent. All right, number 14. In cellular respiration, which process produces the most ATP? In cellular respiration, which process produces the most ATP? I literally just took an exam on this today. Awesome. Hopefully it was pretty similar. The answer choice is C. It is the electron transport chain. The electron transport chain is about 32 to 34 ATP. Glycolysis is 2 ATP. The Krebs cycle is 2, and fermentation is very little, up to 2. Sometimes not at all. Number 15. Which of the following is not a primary type of tissue in the human body? So the oxidative phosphorylation are not the same as the electron transport chain. Oxidative phosphorylation just isn't an answer choice there. So of the following answer choices, which of the following produces the most ATP? That is the electron transport chain. So again, those are the answer choices there. Oxidative phosphorylation is different. It does include the electron transport chain, but it includes more ATP synthesis. So oxidative phosphorylation, yes, would produce more ATP, but it is not one of the answer choices. This is for the HESI. These are it's A&P, Anatomy and Physiology review, but they are questions that are similar to HESI and TEAS. But it is a great review for A&P as well. 15, which of the following is not a primary type of tissue in the human body? And if you are just joining, welcome. My name is Ollie. I do go live every single day covering anatomy and physiology topics. I cover pharmacology, biomechanics, and anything else that you guys are requesting. Anything that is going to be on any exam that has anatomy and physiology on it, this will be great review for you. So if you're asking if it's similar to a certain exam, if it has anatomy and physiology, then yes, it'll be helpful. 15, which of the following is not a primary type of tissue in the human body? The answer is C, it is cartilage. Cartilage so the main primary types of tissue are epithelial, connective, muscle, and nervous tissue. So if you were to just get rid of this one and put muscle, all of these would be primary tissue types. 16, which type of epithelial tissue is specialized for absorption and secretion? The practice test, can you go over anatomy and physiology, just brain, spinal cord? Yeah, we can go over that in another live. And I do have some nervous system questions near the end here. And these practice tests, it's on my TikTok story. The link to it's on my TikTok story. It's on my TikTok story. Just go to my profile, and it's on the link to it's on my TikTok story. The answer is C. It is simple columnar. Simple columnar is found in the digestive tract, and it's specialized for absorption and secretion. Simple squamous is thin and flat. It's more for diffusion. Stratified squamous, that's more for protection. And transitional is for stretching, like in the bladder. Moving on to number 17. What is the main function of connective tissue? What is the main function of connective tissue? Yep, simple, less layers is your diffusion. Yep, essentially. I have a bio exam this week. Awesome, good luck. Good luck on your exam. If you are just joining us, welcome. I do go live every single day. We're on number 17 right now, which asks, what is the main function of connective tissue? What is the main function of connective tissue? The answer is B. It is the protection, support, and binding of organs. So our connective tissue is going to provide that structural support that would help with our bones, our blood, our cartilage. Contraction and movement is more for muscle. Transition and electrical impulses is nervous tissue, and absorption of nutrients would be epithelial tissue. 18. Which muscle tissue is involuntary, striated, or banded? Meaning, banded. This means banded if you didn't know. This word at least. This feels like a big virtual class. Yeah, I know, right? Essentially, that's what they end up being. It's basically a lecture hall. Yes, had a very short day today. I'm happy to drop by. Awesome. It's good to see you, D-Ice. How you doing? D-Ice is a regular here. I do not do the same questions every day. I try to do new questions every single day. And then the review will be on YouTube. It's going to be uploaded on there later. Yo, I'm cooked. I had to take the HESI on Thursday. No, you're not cooked. You got this. definitely lock in for the next 2 days, and you got it for sure. The answer is B. It is cardiac. Cardiac tissue or cardiac muscle is striated, or striped, or banded, and involuntary. This essentially, involuntary means it contracts without us consciously contracting it. Smooth is also involuntary, but it is not striated. So smooth is not striated. Oops, terrible line. Not striated. Number 19. Nervous tissue consists primarily of which two cell types? I just learned this in class. Awesome. Does this relate to the TEAS? Yes, it does, for anatomy and physiology. I love this. I take the TEAS test in 2 weeks. Awesome. Good luck. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. I hiccuped. Awesome. It is B. It is neurons and glial cells. Glial cells provide... So neurons are our like primary cell. That's our basic functional unit as a neuron. Glial cells are what provide support, protection, and nourishment for neurons. For A, osteocytes, those are bone cells. Fibroblasts and chondrocytes are connective tissue cells. Myocytes are muscle cells, and adipocytes are fat cells. Number 20, which type of tissue has the best ability to regenerate after injury? Which type of tissue has the best ability to regenerate after injury? The answer is C. It is epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue has a higher regeneration capacity because this is where rapid cell division occurs, like our skin and our intestinal lining. Nervous tissue is very limited, almost none at all. Cardiac, a very poor. Skeletal muscle can regenerate somewhat, but not as efficiently as epithelial tissue. Number 21, in tissue repair, what is the first step in the healing process? What is the first step in the healing process? Retake mine on Friday. Awesome. Good luck, Kate. You got this. Hello, everybody. Welcome. If you're just joining us, my name is Ollie, and I do go live every single day covering A and B topics and other topics that you guys request. And I do post these to YouTube afterwards, and I do have study guides for A and P, and they are located in my TikTok bio. And number 21, we're on number 20 now. If you are just joining us, and the question asks, in tissue repair, what is the first step in the healing process? The answer is B. It is inflammation. So inflammation is where we're going to have our swelling and redness, and this is going to activate our immune system to send immune cells to remove damaged tissue and bacteria and pathogens. Granulation tissue happens later. Regeneration is the late stage, and scar tissue formation is the final step in healing. Number 22, which layer of the skin contains melanocytes? Basically, these are the cells that are responsible for pigment production. I just took an anatomy and physiology test. Awesome. Hopefully it went well. Yes, this is an entry exam. We can do the ATI specifically. Yes, another day. A&P killed me. I loved A&P. I thought it was fun. Hence why I'm here. So I find this stuff fun. Thanks for all the likes on the lives as well, guys. This is not MCAT study. These are more designed for HESI and TEAS. However, this would be great for some of the questions on the MCAT. They are pretty similar to some, but more focused on other topics. But we will do some MCAT practice here soon as well. Number 22, the answer is A. It is the epidermis. So melanocytes are cells that produce melanin, our skin pigment, our skin color. They're found in our epidermis, mainly in the stratum basal layer. This is what gives us our skin color. Number 23, which of the following is a function of the integumentary system? Which of the following is a function of the integumentary system? like micro and AP Chem is hard for me though, yes. Do I have any videos over water balance in the urinary system? Not yet, but I'm actually working on some because I've had some requests for some. I do take some video requests as well. Send me a DM or leave a comment on one of my videos or send me an email. This is my email. It's medzeg.ollie at gmail.com. I do have a form submission on my website as well where I see it, or email. It's on my website as well. The answer for number 23 is B. It is the regulation of body temperature. I remember in the integumentary system, we have sweat glands, skin, hair, nails. All this helps regulate body temperature through like sweating, vasodilation, vasoconstriction. Number 24. When the body is too hot, what physiological response helps lower body temp? Thanks for all the follow. Integumentary is basically just skin. Awesome, guys. The answer is B. It is vasodilation and sweating. So when we get too hot, our blood vessels widen. They vasodilate, which means that we release heat, and sweat glands will produce sweat that cools the body when it evaporates on our skin. Number 25, a burn that damages both the epidermis and the dermis that causes blisters and pain is classified as what type of burn? What degree of burn? It's awesome. Our number 25 now, a burn that damages both the epidermis and the dermis, causing blisters and pain, is a second degree burn. First, answer choice A, that's only the epidermis. Third, destroys the epidermis and dermis, affecting like a deeper tissue. And fourth degree burn is what extends into like muscles and bones. 26, which skin disorder is caused by overproduction of sebum that clogs hair follicles? Yeah, we're on number 26. Which skin disorder is caused by an overproduction of sebum that clogs hair follicles? The answer is C, acne. So eczema is chronic inflammation of the skin. Answer choice B, whoever asked about that, that's psoriasis. Psoriasis is an autoimmune disorder where your immune cells attack your skin cells, attack their own cells. Essentially, this leads to a rapid skin cell turnover, meaning that you are producing a lot of skin cells. Vitiligo is a condition where melanocytes, they stop producing pigment, which leads to like whiter patches, or like kind of similar to being like albino, similar to, but not the same. More so white patches. Number 27, what is the function of osteoblasts? What is the function of osteoblasts? What is the function of osteoblasts? It is C. It is to build and form new bone tissue. Osteoplast, B, it has a B in it, I think of build. Osteoclast has a C in it, and I always think of chew or cleave. So when you chew something, you break it down. Whenever you chew food, you break the food down. So that's how I remember the differences between those. Number 28, which of the following is a long bone? Which of the following is a long bone? Class for clash and breakdown. That's actually really good. I like that. I haven't heard of that one, actually. I've heard like chew and cleave. Some people don't know what the word cleave means, but chew is pretty common. Thanks for the follows, guys. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. The answer is femur. C. Femur is a long bone. It's actually the longest bone in the body, for some trivia if that ever comes up. For a bone to be classified as a long bone, it has to have a diaphysis or a shaft and epiphyses, which are ends. So a shaft and ends. 29. Where does hematopoiesis occur? Blood cell formation. Again, think about blood cell formation, cells that are of the blood. There is erythropoiesis and hematopoiesis. Blood cell formation occurs to like all the cells that you find in blood, like white blood cells, platelets, red blood cells. Erythropoiesis is red blood cell formation. The answer is B. It is red bone marrow. 30. What type of joint allows for the greatest range of motion? What type of joint allows for the greatest range of motion? Think about where you move the most. Up, down, left, right, side to side. Awesome, guys. The answer is C, ball and socket. Ball and socket joint, that's like your shoulder, your hip. It can do it has the greatest range of motion. 31, the axial skeleton includes which of the following? The axial skeleton includes which of the following? Thanks for all the follows, guys, and thanks for all the likes on the live. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. If you are new here, my name is Ollie, and I do go live every single day covering A and B topics and any other topics that you guys request. And I do post these to YouTube afterwards. The link to that is in my bio, and then I do have study guides as well for A and P. Those are also in my bio. Alrighty. So number 31, the axial skeleton includes which of the following? The answer is B. It is the skull, vertebrae, and ribs. All the other answer choices are part of the appendicular skeleton, so your limbs. Axial means that it's referring to your skull, your spine, your vertebral column, ribs, sternum, all that. And then appendicular skeleton refers to your limbs. 32. Which hormone stimulates bone resorption by activating osteoclasts? On number 32 now. I wouldn't necessarily say axial is just the top half, but I would say it's kind of just anything but the limbs. So it's like your skull, your back, like your spine, and then your ribs. Oh, you got cut off. Okay, sorry. My bad. 32 is B. It is parathyroid hormone. 32 is B, parathyroid hormone. So whenever parathyroid hormone is released to increase blood calcium levels, that stimulates osteoclasts, again, which chew, break down bone. When we chew and break down bone, it releases it into the bloodstream to increase blood calcium levels. Calcitonin, letter choice A, would be the opposite of that. It would inhibit osteoclasts, and it would reduce calcium levels. 33, the shaft of long bone is called... I mentioned it in another question. And hello, if you are new here and you're just joining, my name is Ollie. I do have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I do go live every day, covering A and P topics. No, well, actually, yes. So parathyroid hormone would decrease osteoblast activity. Calcitonin would increase osteoblast activity. That is right, Lily. So the difference, osteoblast has a B in it, B for build. Osteoclast has a C in it, like chew, break down. Anyway, 33. Answer choice 2, 33 is C, emphasis. 34, which type of joint is found between the bones of the skull? Some of you have already started answering that one. That one is fibrous. So fibrous joints are ones that allow like no movement or very, very little, but typically no movement. So your skull sutures are a great example of that. You have joints in your skull between your different skull bones. You wouldn't want those to move, otherwise your noggin would crumble. 35. What is the primary function of articular cartilage? Synovial joints are your highly mobile joints, like shoulder, knee, things like that. Cartilaginous are slightly movable, which are like vertebral discs. So you can move them a little bit, but not too much. 35. What is the function of articular cartilage? The answer is C. It is to reduce friction in joints. Articular cartilage reduces friction. They cover the ends of bones of the synovial joints. So they reduce friction, absorb shock, things like that. 36. During bone remodeling, which cells are responsible for breaking down old bone? During bone remodeling, which cells are responsible for breaking down old bone? Kind of just went over it. Awesome, awesome. It is C. Osteoclasts. Remember, they chew or break down bone. 37. Which of the following is not a type of muscle tissue? Which of the following is not a type of muscle tissue? I go over 60. I actually kind of have to go here soon, so I am going to speed it up just a little bit. The answer choice is D. It is epithelial. All the other ones are part of muscle. Moving on to number 38. Which type of muscle tissue is involuntary and non-striated? I talked about it earlier. We went over cardiac, which was involuntary and striated or banded. If you are just joining, welcome. My name is Ollie. I do go live every single day covering anatomy and physiology topics. I do have a master's degree in molecular medicine, and I do post these to YouTube afterwards as well. And I do have study guides as well that I made, and they're my notes that I use to get an A in the class, and everything is available on my TikTok bio. The link's there. Next choice of 38 is C, smooth. Number 39, according to the sliding filament theory, which two filaments slide past each other to produce muscle contraction? Thank you. Oh my god, I got a midterm today. Thank you. Yes, I do. Yes. Thank you guys as well for joining. Thanks for all the likes on the live and thanks for following. I appreciate you guys. Moving on to some muscle type questions now. The answer is A, myosin and actin. Basically, myosin heads attach onto actin and they pull them towards the center of the sarcomere, and that's what causes a muscle contraction. Moving on to number 40. What role does calcium play in muscle contraction? What role does calcium play in muscle contraction? These questions are similar to what's on the HESI and TEAS. They're not exact. I don't know what the questions are exactly on there. I don't have the exact questions, but they are questions that are similar to other exams that I have seen. I am also trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That would be awesome. As well, if you guys can help me out with that. But 40, it is B. It binds to troponin, shifting tropomyosin, and it exposes binding sites on actin. So it binds to troponin, shifts tropomyosin, which expose binding sites on actin. This is what allows myosin heads to attach to the actin to pull it to the center of the sarcomere or the M line. So that's going to allow our muscle contraction. Number 41, which process provides the most ATP for sustained muscle activity? Again, think of sustained. This is kind of the key word here, sustained, which meaning longer period of time. Let's think about that first before I answer. Awesome, it is C. 41 is C, aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration occurs in mitochondria and uses oxygen to generate about 36 to 38 ATP. It is the most efficient energy source. Glycolysis only produces ATP, like 2 ATP, and it generates lactic acid. That's quicker. It's a lot quicker. And then the fastest one is creatine phosphate breakdown. Provides energy very, very quickly, but it's very short. And lactic acid produces little ATP, and it's more so for muscle fatigue. 42. What is the primary waste product of anaerobic metabolism in muscles? Awesome. You guys are already answering that one. I literally just took my muscles exam today. Awesome. Hopefully it went well. The answer choice is B. It is lactic acid. So when oxygen is low, muscles use anaerobic glycolysis. It produces lactic acid, which is our fatigue, soreness. 43. What major muscle is responsible for extending the knee? So extending. The way I learned about muscle contractions 2 hours ago in class. Muscle contraction is rough. I definitely think if you want to learn muscle contraction, just explain, like get a diagram, draw out the diagram, do the neuromuscular junction, do the action potentials, draw out the muscle fiber. That's definitely the best way to do it. That's how I did it. I can explain muscle contraction almost better than I can tell you about myself, which is probably not good, probably unhealthy, but here we are. Oh, we got an exam on the digestive system on Friday. I do have the digestive system videos on YouTube, and I do have a study guide as well. It's available in my TikTok bio. But 43, which major muscle is responsible for extending the knee? The answer is B. It is the quadriceps. That is what forms the rectus femoris, vastus muscles. It's going to extend the knee. Hamstrings would flex the knee. And the gastrocnemius is more so for plantar flexion in the foot, and the tibialis anterior is for dorsiflexion of the foot. Number 44, the biceps brachii is responsible for which movement? Biceps brachii is responsible for which movement? Thank you guys for all the likes. Yes, this is for the TEAS. It is for the TEAS and HESI. They're similar to A&P questions on those exams. The answer is B. It is elbow flexion. Elbow flexion. So they contract, flexing it, pulling the forearm closer to the upper arm. 45. Which muscle is the primary mover in inspiration, otherwise known as inhalation? And again, there are 2 here that are responsible for it. However, there's one that is the primary mover. There's a secondary and a primary. So if there's any dispute between 2 answer choices, think of it that way. So the answer is C. The diaphragm is our primary muscle. Contracts and flattens to increase lung volume, drawing air in. The external intercostals, they assist, but they are not the primary mover. The diaphragm is the primary mover. The PDF doc is available on my TikTok story. I do have a link there as well. 46. What type of muscle contraction occurs when tension increases, but muscle length remains the same? And hello, if you are new here, my name is Ollie, and I do go live every single day, covering anatomy and physiology topics for you guys. But number 46 is C, isometric. An isometric contraction is where there's tension. So if you think about it, if you're think about holding a plank. When you're holding a plank, you're not moving, but there's a lot of tension there. Like it sucks, it's painful, and everyone hates planks. Number 47, which neurotransmitter is responsible for stimulating muscle contraction at the neuromuscular junction? Awesome, guys. Awesome. It is acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is what is released at the synapse, and it binds to the receptors on the muscle fibers. Basically, it allows sodium to enter the muscle fiber, and it allows the sarcoplasmic reticulum to release calcium, which we talked about earlier, to bind to troponin. Number 48, what is the function of myoglobin in muscle cells? What is the function of myoglobin in muscle cells? So there's hemoglobin and myoglobin. There's a word, there's probably a better word for it, but it's still the same. Awesome. It is B, yes. I should have used, so instead of carry, I should have used store. But myoglobin is what responds. So it does carry oxygen, yes. So it carries oxygen. That's within muscle cells, meaning that it's stored. So it does carry that, yes, but I think in terms of the word, so it's store plus carry. I should have put stores plus carry. A little better. That's within muscle cells. Hemoglobin is within the bloodstream. Number 49, what is the primary function of neurons' dendrites? Number 49, what is the primary function? Thank you for the finger hearts page. I appreciate it. No, you have not failed. Don't wrong. It's better to get it wrong here than it is to get wrong on an exam. So, but thank you, Paige, for the finger heart. I really appreciate you. I appreciate any guys. You guys definitely don't have to. I appreciate them a lot. They mean the world to me. You definitely don't have to. This is the free part of stuff. So. But I appreciate them. They go to good use. The gifts do go to good use. Meaning that they go to kind of doing this more, allocating more time to more practice tests. The answer to 49, what is the primary function of a neuron's dendrites, is B. It is to receive incoming signals. 50, which part of the neuron carries action potential away from the cell body? Which part of the neuron carries the action potential away from the cell body? Awesome, guys. It is C. Axon is away. Dendrite receives. How about 51? What is the role of the myelin sheath? Awesome, everybody. Awesome, good job. It is to speed up nerve impulse conduction. Answer, why did I say letter? Oh my goodness. Number 52. During an action potential, what ion enters the neuron to depolarize the membrane? So there's, again, an action potential has repolarization and depolarization. Or so, put both in there. But depolarization comes first, and then repolarization comes after. The answer choice here is A, sodium. So during depolarization, we have sodium entering. And then repolarization, this is where potassium leaves the cell. So it exits the neuron. Yes, it is 3 sodium into, potassium out. (53) What happens at the synapse when an action potential reaches the axon terminal? Yes, potassium repolarizes, sodium depolarizes. Awesome. Yes, it is B. 53 is B. Neurotransmitters are released into the synaptic cleft. So when we reach the axon terminal, they are released via the vesicles out into the synaptic cleft. 54, the central nervous system consists of. The central nervous system consists of. Awesome, everybody. The answer choice is A, the brain and spinal cord. 55, which division of the peripheral nervous system is responsible for voluntary movements? And if you are new here and you're just joining, we are at number 55. And if you are joining a little late, this is going to be on YouTube afterwards. It's linked in my bio, as well as all my study guides for A&P as well. And then the document for this, it's on my TikTok story. And my website does contain other practice exams. I've started uploading them, but they're for free on YouTube here. So the sarcomere sarcoplasm T-tubulus. So T-tubulus is where the action potential travels to, and it allows the sarcoplasmic reticulum to release calcium. But 55, the answer is C. It is the somatic nervous system. Somatic nervous system. So which division of the peripheral nervous system is responsible for voluntary movements? That is somatic. Think of somatic as body. So our body is what's moving. The involuntary movement, or I'm sorry, involuntary, just actions and processes, is the autonomic. Think of involuntary. You don't have to think about it. It's just automatic. 56, the fight or flight response is controlled by which part of the nervous system? There are 60 questions here, so we're almost done. I do have to get going here soon, so it will be a quick end. But we'll be live again tomorrow. Probably later at night tomorrow. Answer is C, sympathetic. Sympathetic nervous system is for stress, or fight or flight. Parasympathetic, I think of it like a parachute. It's rest and digest, slowing us down. 57, a reflex arc bypasses the brain and involves direct communication between. Cardiac will be on Thursday. I'll have some cardiovascular system questions then. Thank you for your time and dedication. Thank you for your time and joining the live. I do appreciate it. I appreciate all the follows, all the likes, and everything. You guys' support means the world to me. But the answer here is B. 57. The sensory and motor neurons via the spinal cord. So the reflex arc is going to bypass the brain and involves direct communication between the sensory and motor neurons, such as like when you tap on your knee. 58, which of the following is not a function of the autonomic nervous system? Again, our autonomic nervous system is our involuntary processes. Our somatic was the voluntary. So think of voluntary versus involuntary functions. Awesome. It is C. Initiating voluntary muscle contractions. 59. Which neurotransmitter is primarily released by the parasympathetic nervous system to promote rest and digestion? Potentially might be a trick question. So the answer is acetylcholine. So acetylcholine is released by parasympathetic nerves onto heart rate and digestion. So it's released into smooth muscle down in digestion. Dopamine is reward and movement, not rest and digest. And norepinephrine is released during sympathetic nervous system. And then serotonin is more so for mood, not the primary parasympathetic nervous neurotransmitter. It was initiating the voluntary muscle contraction. Again, this will be on YouTube afterwards. I do have to get going here, so let's answer the last question here. Yes, I feel great after eating. Number 60, the blood-brain barrier primarily functions to... And I will be live again tomorrow, so tomorrow will be pharmacology. And this will be later at night, probably somewhere between like 8 and 9 Eastern Standard Time. And then Thursday will be ANP2 topics. Not sure what time yet Thursday. And then Friday will be Pharm. And then Saturday, we will probably... Saturday is TBD, but I do take requests. To be determined. I do take requests on my website. I have a form submission and then also my email. Awesome. Thanks for the follows, guys. This is going to be PM. Sorry. 8 or 9 PM tomorrow. ANP Kahoot. The Kahoot, yes, I will think about that. But in the interest is B, it is to protect the brain from harmful substances. That was all the questions I have for today. I do have to get going. I do have some psychology live streams up on my YouTube right now, actually. I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I would really appreciate it if you guys went over there. We're so close. And I will be posting these. What time do I go live? It depends. Tomorrow will be between 8 and 9 p.m. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are to be determined. And then thank you, Professor Ollie. Thank you as well. My YouTube is my name. Otherwise, it's also linked in my bio, and I do have my study guides in my bio as well. My website, the access to this document. Again, this is my YouTube, or you can look up Medzeg, which is my website as well. So Medzeg, or my name for YouTube. My study guides are on my website. Yes, I have started going over some pharmacology. I was a pharmacy tech for about almost 5 years. Good refresher for me. Thank you. Yes, awesome. I'm glad. Thank you for joining. Thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate you guys. These are always so much fun. I love you guys a lot. All I talk about is how much I love you guys. But again, I will be posting this to YouTube later today. And then the link to the practice test, if you want to do it on your own, is on my TikTok story. And we love you more. No. I love you more. I promise. My study guides are available on my website that are linked in my bio, and I will be posting videos as well. And I do plan on posting some more YouTube videos too, other than just the replays of the live. But again, I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it if you guys help me out. Any other really quick questions here before I go? Do I post all my TikTok lives on YouTube? Yes, all of them are on there. Oh my god, if you missed it, it's okay. You're hoping the future becomes smarter. Thank you. I'm definitely trying. Next question. We are out of questions today. There will be more questions tomorrow on pharmacology. Tomorrow's Pharm. Thursday will be ANP2. Friday will be Pharm. Saturday to be determined. Sunday to be determined. But I do go live every day. But again, thank you guys so much. Have you taken that? In my midterm tomorrow. Good luck on your midterm. I have not taken it. I get these questions approved by people who have taken it and from someone who does make the test. Probably tomorrow I'll announce it. Probably tomorrow. But I do have to get going, guys. Taking TEAS on Friday. Good luck. You got this. I do have to get going. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. I do, yes. It's kind of full right now, but my email is here. It's also on my website. Send me an email first. I do AMP private tutoring. But it is pretty full right now, but definitely send me an email first. We can definitely talk about it. But alrighty, guys, have a great rest of your day.